We'll be getting into some community discussions quite shortly. We'll be joining our correspondent who is on the ground, or our colleague who is on the ground. But before we get into that, my name is Jifa Kedi Akutu.
My name is Philip Ni Latte. And certainly we are going to bring you an exciting one. We'll be moving to a community which ideally we all know. And the problem we are bringing you for you to see for yourself in this community is a very big one. Behind the Odogono Senior High School, this area is within Awoshie, where residents there have been complaining a number of times about the drainage system there, and also the bridge situation there, because the bridge is now deplorable, and another is collapsed. Looking at the fact that we have the rains coming down, in the next few days.
It has actually started.
Yes.
The rains have started, and there's been days that we've had heavy rains. There's been days that we've had light rains too, but very soon we'll be getting into the serious raining season, and people need to be cautioned, or awareness needs to be created on some of these things. And the video or the situation in Awoshie is very bad, because some of the houses are literally sitting on the edge of the gutter. And look, believe you me that the least thing could just bring all those homes down, leaving people homeless or leaving people in very, very distressed states. And I'm sure they're actually even distressed already, because when I saw the video yesterday, you could see some community members just pacing up and down. And then I saw another image where 3 kids were sitting just at the edge of the gutter. And I had a concern. I'm like, who has left his or her children to sit or to squat around that area to be playing? It's very dangerous. This issue is very dangerous. So we'll be going onto the field shortly to see for ourselves what is happening on the ground.
And we'll be moving to the northern part of the country as well. We're going to Damongo in the Savannah region, where we'll bring you another distressing issue that has to do with filth or waste disposal in the area. They are complaining about how waste is disposed of indiscriminately. It's also having a toll on the lives of residents in the area. So we'll be zooming into the communities very soon, and we will bring you all the updates that you certainly need to know when it comes to community forum or the community focus stories. You can join us with your text, or that is your submissions, your comments via our text line is 020444 47033. So you can join us with that message as well when we bring you the community focused stories. So if we have Fauzo on the line, we can now go live and bring you what is happening at that is Awoshie in the Ablekuma North constituency, and also is the Ablekuma North municipality. Fauzo, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm well. I trust you are too.
I'm doing great. What is the situation at Awoshie as we speak now behind the Odogono Senior High School, or within the A-Lang area?
Rightly so, Philip. I'm currently here at Awoshie, and precisely A-Lang. That's the Bintu electoral area. It may be a morning and a good one for some of us, but definitely not for residents here in this community. This area is within the Ablekuma North constituency, but the damage stretches to other constituencies like the Anyasutium constituency and whatnot. But what really is the reason for our visit this morning? If the camera is able to pan around, you can see clearly that some buildings around here have already collapsed or are already down, and others are at the edge of caving in. That is because something that was supposed to be a waterway or a drainage has now escalated to something even more inexplicable. Residents say it poses a serious threat for them. Now, we'll go around and paint a proper picture of this troubling development. Some of the buildings, for instance, if the camera can't get a bit closer, you could see markings of buildings. You could also see another marking here. And this clearly used to be a home for some people here, but it's no more. Why? The same issue. It have been washed away by what was supposed to be a drainage. Let me count. I'll take a few steps. If you count from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means that for those who are still living here, it is just 6 steps away to the big pit. And your guess is as good as mine if nothing is done about it. That's not all. We will go further. While we further the discussion, we will take you closer to a bridge that is even more deadlier. So yeah, we are still here in the Bintu electoral area at the Awoshie Anya within the Ablekuma North constituency. But like I said, the damage transcends just the constituency. It stretches to other constituencies, including the Anya Sotium constituency. We will be engaging some opinion leaders and some authorities in the area, and we have a unit committee member and whatnot to speak to understand how they actually got here, because this is definitely a nightmarish, development for residents here in the community. I'm even lost already. That means that, so we'll go this way. Let me speak to one of them while we take you on this perilous journey. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. I trust you.
My name is Simon Tagbo.
Simon Tagbo.
Tagbo, yes. This is Ablekuma North,
yes.
Municipal Assembly.
Municipal Assembly.
Yeah, we have this drainage system, storm drain, all the way from Aburi, called the Lafa stream.
Right.
Since we were here, nobody has come here to see the problem. Some years back, the government of the day decided he's going to do the construction. But along the line, nothing has happened. So we, the indigenes, the people, we've written a lot of letters to the Municipal Assembly for assistance. But anytime we send a letter, they will promise they will come, they will bring the engineers. Nothing is happening. Now the situation is we have got school children who have been crossing this bridge. The Lafa was diverted in the year 2022 by the Honorable 2002 by the Honorable Kwamina Batters. So some of us, we are at the center. We become islanders. So when it rains, our children have to cross to the next end to go to school. Anytime it rains, then no child will go to school. So we have a major problem here. Anytime the government, you hear they go to places, nobody comes to Ablekumanov. They go to Alajo. So now we are saying, this is our time. The government should do something. The letters that we wrote to, I will give you a copy. The first one, the recent one, we went, we brought not other people.
Right. Mr. Tagbo, we will go more into this and your allegations of neglect, but how did we get here? I mean, in my introduction, I mentioned that this is inexplicable because I was, lost for words to really describe what this is. Is this a drainage? Was this supposed to be a gutter? And how did we get here?
This one is not a gutter. The river traveled all the way from Aburi down here. That is the name Lafa stream. They all know about it. It's just like the Chemu, the Kole, and all this kind of thing. So along the line, it was a small area. But since there is no concrete wall covering the thing, anytime it rains, the whole thing open. Now a lot of houses, people loses their house because of the flooding. And without the concrete wall to support it, there is nothing. So it's a major problem. They say there's a project called Garrett. We have been hearing about Garrett. They will go to places, they invest the money there. But the problem with Ablekuma North, we want that problem to be solved. This is the time now. Because it is not political. We are talking about human life. So we are not bringing politics into the matter. So this is the situation. It should be solved. Yeah.
Mr. Tagbo, let's go to the other side of the area to establish the extent of damage that is caused over here. Yeah. But while we do so, how long did it take to get to this point?
For almost, I've been here from 1993.
Right.
And at that time, the flooding was not so serious. So all the year, anytime that it rains, then, because it's not a concrete wall, then you see that it is spanning. It started like maybe some 8 feet. Now the thing is like more than the size is more than the Odo River, as you see yourself. Somebody might think it's a Galamsey area. It's not Galamsey because the water is causing destruction, a whole of destruction that nobody can arrest until the government come in. Then, so it's a long-term problem.
I counted a number of houses just 6 steps away, and they'll also be down. I mean, what was made of those who occupied those buildings that are no more?
They have left.
And what? Okay.
Some of them, they have left the area. Others, they are paging with their families. But majority of the people, you have to go because you cannot stay. You see, like this house, look at the destruction. Can a human being stay here? They can no more stay here. So you have to find your way off. But meanwhile, they are all citizens. We are all citizens. Me speaking, I am a taxpayer. I have a lot of tax receipts that I can show you. So the people, the only alternative is for you to move. And people are risking. Some of them, they are risking their life. So that's the problem.
I mean, before we came live, one of the women were saying that the worst has happened already, where at least 2 fatalities have been
It's true, not 2, more than 2.
More than 2 persons have lost their life. Okay.
Year by year, it is happening live. When you hear because of the coverage, because we don't have people, we went to the TV stations. They will come and do coverage. We made a demonstration with the placards. They are all there now. We can show you. So it's like nobody is paying attention to Ablekumanov. I classified Ablekumanov to be the poorest or the least developed municipal in Ghana. We are in the capital.
And you are arriving at this conclusion because you think that your pleas have not been heard over there?
Yeah, no, not that my plea had not been heard. Because Ablekuma, it covered all the way to Dansoma. Dakuma. So all along, I haven't seen any project. The only project they are doing now is at the back of Kwashibu. That is the only project they are doing now. But this is the major problem. It is the assembly who should be our spokesperson. We are ordinary people. Whom do we go to? They say we should go to NADMO. We should go to Garrett. Even you go to assembly, they would say go to Garrett.
They all direct you to Garrett and NADMO. And what?
Go to Garrett. We went to Madam Free some years back. He also showed us documents. She also gave us documents that they are coming to do. That was the initial time of the former president.
So that was when Free was MP, before Sheila Battles took over.
Sheila Battles. That day we make hallelujah. We sing praises. He gave us a document. That was the time we wrote this application. I will give you this letter. We make hallelujah. We sing praises in the morning. So he gave us a document. She was calling the ministry so that the ministry, the responsible person should talk, but to no avail. So we came back. The only result we had that the assembly has been divided into 2. So we were asking, where is the money? Her time passed. Sheila came. Even if they are coming, they will be coming in the evening. We, the indigents, will not even see them. They brought the engineer.
Okay.
They brought the engineer, called Engineer Ato from the assembly. The estimate, he should give us estimate, nothing has been done. Up to today. Last month, we sent another letter. The assembly has not even met up to today to tell us something. The recent rain went to this woman's house. There are a lot of people.
Wow. Mommy, I will come to you so that we talk. But I want to also engage this woman. Hello. You're live on Breakfast today on ChannelOne television. May I know your name, please?
Yes, my name is Abna Kansa Jamna.
Okay. Abna, you live here, I suppose?
Yes, I do. Okay.
You live very close to the reason for our visit. This, what has become more like a drainage. Aren't you scared? Because some have, vacated their homes already.
Yes, it's a very scary position to be in. I think that there's been a failure in what our municipal assemblies are supposed to be doing for us. I was told that this particular drain had been earmarked for the Garrett project. And for the past 10 to 15 years, we've been dodged and treated very unfairly. The monies come, and then the monies disappear, and then there's no accountability for it. So what we are asking for is that those monies that were allocated to fix this drain, that should be done. So it shouldn't be a matter of the municipality not telling us that they don't have the funds for it. We have done our part as a community. We've come together, we formed our own group to ensure that the erosion doesn't go further than it already is. But we can't do this alone. You see how big this problem is. It's not something that the community can undertake on its own. So it's important that our government comes in. Children use this lane from either ends. When it rains, the drain is full. It's a scary sight. And as Ghanaians, we don't deserve that kind of treatment, especially when we are told that there was money that was allocated for it. We need that accountability. It's been more than 10 years that we've spoken about this issue. And the rains already, they are showing signs that this year it's going to be a bumper, rainfall. And if care is not taken, something terrible will happen. And then we're going to say that, oh, we didn't know. We thank you guys for coming out here. You're not the first media house to come out here. We keep doing the sensitization and the awareness about what is going on in this drain, but still it's falling on deaf ears. So we are appealing to government. There's a new sheriff in town. We believe that there will be accountability in terms of what needs to be done here. The people of Awoshie Mangwasi are asking that the Lafa drain be sorted out and be sorted out with immediate effect. It's been a long time coming.
Absolutely. Abena, let's talk about, earlier some of them mentioned, their own worst encounter with how, for the lack of better expression, how this drain has been left unattended and its, subsequent repercussions on residents and whatnot. But what has been your own experience?
We've experienced flooding more than 4 times. You can see even with the walls, there are signs of it still, where the rains would break this bank. Like I was saying, when the rainfall gets to a certain level, it breaks the banks and then it comes into the home. So we've experienced damage with our properties, walls collapsing several times as well. So yeah, it's a very big toll in terms of financial stress. And this Lafa wasn't like this. People will say, why did you go and buy land in a place where there's a waterway? It wasn't like this. People have been diverting their drains and their gutters to this place. And over time, they've been digging and dredging for it to happen like this. At a point a few years ago, you could cross and go over to the other side. There was a road leading all the way to Santa Maria. So the erosion is what has spoilt this place. It's a very beautiful place, and it can be, reclaimed and be a place of beauty. But we need that intervention from government.
So usually when issues of this nature are discussed, the bigger picture really becomes housing. The rate at which people are even building along waterways and whatnot. Quite recently, the president even has directed that some buildings be brought down around Malam to make way for the free flow of water and whatnot. For residents like you, to what extent are you willing to comply should this be some of the interventions?
Well, this is a very old neighborhood. We've been here for over 40 years. So it's not like something that we just came to. This has been, a lot of the people here, we've known them all our lives. People have lived here for over 40 years. This land was bought well into the late 70s, into the 80s. So with regards to, yes, it's important that we don't encroach on the waterways that we have and the areas that are water catchment areas. But this wasn't the case in this instance. This is not, it was gross neglect from our leaders, and in terms of the planning, in terms of the gutters in this area, where water has been diverted, major drains have been diverted to this very Lafa, and that has caused what we are seeing here. So yes, it requires intervention. We are not part of that clique of going into waterways and encroaching. The residents here have been here since time, and we are one of the older neighborhoods. in Accra. So we are not part of that. But yes, I agree with what the government is trying to do to ensure that this flooding issue doesn't get to the point where it becomes a life and death matter. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Abuna.
Thank you, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And hopefully an intervention occurs.
We believe so. We'll pray for that.
Right. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Right. So clearly, as Abuna said, it is a life-threatening situation. According to residents, some lives have been lost already. Buildings have collapsed. Properties have been destroyed. And if an intervention is not put in place as soon as possible, the consequences could be even dire. Please, Pacho Yanko, please, your name.
My name is Giftina Alote.
Okay, Giftina Alote, you also live here?
Yes.
How long have you lived in this neighborhood?
For 10 years now.
For 10 years. Let's take it back to when you settled here 10 years ago. Was this the situation? And how did you get here? Yes, any language.
Massimo, my wig.
Often I feel more free, no way. Amenu Shishiwa.
Often, Jane can't be a yo. Some years back, no could be open, it can't be. Ni I kept Kwamna battles, about divert Lafa, Kebachon, Hill, Kumenesa, and Ekechon, because a masomo chunko. Yenakai area me. Ni batal say a divert Lafa. Ni biane, nyumo ene. Ni egbele mi ahun ni biane me atun ekumo me ni jo ne nwo se ekumo hie dani inkusem fe concrete wall me atun efite ameshimi because of neke Lafane no ni esana amenaji won pa government efai nu ni jo aburi ebaton bie nu ni jo kwabenya domi area kenofin no bia ne a divert ameke keba gbe ewo won pa fai esana ba kwa bia no jogba bia ne boni bia fe gbemengbo already gbemengbo mo je pa ko wo ba ke gbemem agbomo kwa obi shande fi o onupa e ka me shande fi o ka me gbe mi ya keke nu ene ona etomo nso ni mba kam nyungo na bia no ba bia is scaring mokomoko je pe etomo nso mineke last ni fangbe ni mimba ni agba ni yawo nyan yokosia because nye maba
might be a question, but essentially what she's saying is that they have drummed home this concern for God knows how long, and it seems it is falling on deaf ears. She also alleged that this is as a result of a diversion that was made by the former member of parliament for Ablikumanov, that's Kwame Nabatels. He's diverted because there was supposed to be a construction of a church somewhere here. Might be any church, any no we actually Africa or any poteni. I feel, but this is what she's been saying. She says lives have been lost already, and the earlier authorities intervene, the better for all of them. Ofana kan church anu mi oka adivert ole ni no mi amaye.
Ema Pentecost church ni yo wo top e. Jame a divert na kai no ekechon. Ni bia na e create problems. Biane electricity wo placards can be what demonstrate then electricity be banamba from one poles New York gutter ni kwen ke gbeme ba gbo ye be brutal na me basa another one ni ji me ni ne no hu extension pillar le hu biane problem e ba hi e wo no wo yu oje ni wo wie no ko for politics wo yin edo ni gbeme ba gbo Beke be crosso na me ya school. Can you want to be no be attaching? What fail letters? Be anyway or diaka will be in the association. What form association? What my letters? Every week me, Mr. Simon, 1 year assembly. Letter upon work at recently. I'm a takushi, I'm a kwaku. I go nadmo, no name ko ka what the wa wo nadmo be keba ameba kwe ameka ame address situation e ke ha assembly e wo won to ni assembly wo ka ame ha wa excavator pool no wo ka ba sa he ko me ana no na ko wa ka excavator be ona I have an excavator, nobody didn't show by food, no about here, that area. I can't go there. The one fact, and is major problem. Yes, another government are intervene. Never fail no concrete here, be a name. Calling a kind problem is half, I can no need your son. A baby, be a moko got away. Moko makuchu.
Na ke nyanya resident le je nya fault nuclear onpa ye ni afi no koye.
Dabi je moko fault ni ye bie. Kra mo fe mo ye lane. So ye no keke no e bo hia. Mi na ke no e ba hia hu ni BP efite. Dan ni nku restructure. Ona e won pa fai assembly ke ni be many involved there pa nya fai. Koto si wan panye fai oh so be fit was sika wo gbemen boy then ye ba wo head wan pa fai.
All right, Ofana Oyuradon. Right. So there is another dimension to the story as revealed by Antina, one of the residents. She says that the impacts of the disaster to a large extent even affect, the supply of power because some of the electric poles are very closer to the drainage, and because it is gradually deteriorating and eating into parts of the lands that have some of these electric poles, there is usually, issues with power and whatnot. She says that they have demonstrated several times, they have cried, all they can and whatnot, but nothing has been done. So it's the same refrain they are all, singing. Clearly, you can see behind me, this is the bridge. So they say the devil is in the details. It's a double whammy here. The roads are deteriorating, and the bridge that is even supposed to serve as an alternative, means of movement or transport for commuters is also not a thing to write home about. We would engage some more leaders here to pick their thoughts on what they think about it, and then Nana Kwame Minim, sir. Yes. Okay. Nana Kwame Minim, sir, I would want to also engage you. I mean, you have been doing a strong advocacy on this issue, particularly on social media, and you are a constituent of Ablekuma North, if I'm right.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
But I don't live here.
You don't live here, but you are living in the constituency.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. Nana Kwame, let's talk about this. What do you know about this? As someone who is largely described also as an opinion leader, what have you done so far in finding, lasting solutions to some of these problems?
Did you call me an opinion leader?
No, well, that's what some of them are saying.
Okay. This is the third time I've come to this place. The first time was in November of last year. That was my first visit. I'd never seen the Lafa this way. So then, just about a week ago, I decided to come here on my own. I stood up one day and was like, no, let me just come and see that Lafa I saw in November. So I came, and lo and behold, I realized that portions are caving in again. So I took a video of it and did something to appeal to the president directly. The reason I had to do that was that I felt the assembly member and his unit committee cannot do anything about it.
Why?
They don't have muscle. The finances, nothing. I think the monies that flow into the assembly and the MC's office and all that
are not enough to cater for.
No, at all. I also felt that the regional minister cannot. This one is in the proportion of the Alajo River. It's big. This thing is big. I heard it stretches through about 3 constituencies. And I felt the MP cannot do it as well. We don't have an MP yet. Yes, it's being contested. Yes. So I was like, no, let me do this to catch the president's attention, or the people who have direct access to the president. People read politics into it, but this is not politics, because I did not ask anybody what his political affiliation is. I have not asked anybody what work he does. I just walked in here, looked at the houses that are caving in. I walked all the way through this place to the other end, close to the highway. That's what I did. I even stepped into this river at a point in time to take some videos underneath one of the footbridges. That footbridge there is also caving in. When it rains this season, it will cave in. So that has been it. And for me, I'd appeal again. somebody must tell the president. This one is several millions of dollars to get done. This one is not some $500,000 thing. This woman, the woman there, I think you get to speak to her. In November, when we were here, I saw her, and she knelt down and wept like a baby. And the thing really touched me. That's why I had to come here. When I came quietly. I did not introduce myself to anybody. I did what I had to do. And fortunately, it went viral. I thank everybody who was part of making it viral through my TikTok channel.
Well, you have alluded to the fact that this goes beyond just the local authorities, the assembly members, the MCs, and even to a large extent the member of parliament, if you like. But Ablekuma, absolutely, and that was my point. I mean, Ablekuma North has not had an MP, you know, since the last election, because of some court issues and disputes and whatnot. Do you think that, to a very large extent, some of instances as such also impedes development? I mean, with the focus on what we are discussing, if there were an MP, I'm sure this might or may have been the right time for he or she to drum home their concerns on the floor.
I agree with you. Yes, if there was an MP, she or he could have. Well, she,
yeah, because both are females, right?
They could have pushed. Right. I remember in November, I came in the company of Honorable Ikwe and J.J. Kwashi. J.J. Kwashi is largely known as an NDC person. Ikwe is NPP. But I came in their company. They were together, and they were trying to find ways. There was a contractor on site. They were speaking to him to see how these issues would be fixed. Then this happened. I mean, a winner has not been declared. But life must continue. The rains won't wait for an MP. You get it? Caving in does not, will not depend on Ablekuma not having an MP or not. You see, so work must go on. I thought, well, people know me. Some people have some love for me, for what I do on social media. I don't do politics at all. I do largely football and my personal adventures. I visit places, interesting sites and all that. But I was like, no, this thing, if I don't speak about it, if I don't add my voice, it wouldn't get done. So that's why I had to straight away appeal to the president. I did that too because I knew the assembly would have done something about it. Yes, they live here, so they would have done something about it already. The MP has tried something. You see that concrete bridge over there?
Yes.
Yeah, the vehicular concrete bridge was done by the, I think, Ekwe. Yes. So I think people have tried something. This assembly member has done something, I'm sure, has tried something. So what I thought was, because they have already done something, and there's no result coming out of that. Let me also add my voice. Somebody else must do it. This man, a man you spoke to earlier, Simon something. Say your name? Simon Agbo. You see the letters he's writing? Yes, I just saw it. Today's my first time meeting him and listening to him. Well, you see the letters he's writing. People have done something. This woman has wept. People have cried. People have called into stations, you know. So I'm not the first person to have done this. I wouldn't be the last. Let me use this opportunity to thank...
down. You have to come and say, no, we want to get this. I think the people of Awoshie and all places that get affected by this.
Get affected by this. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys are doing a great job.
Right. Well, that's what community development on Breakfast Daily is all about. I mean, once it affects the community, trust ChannelOne to be there.
I trust you.
Right. Thank you so much. And we'll talk more, but I want to also engage one of the women who live very closer to the thing. Yes. Mommy.
Hello.
Mpacho, good morning.
Fine morning.
Mpacho, you ChannelOne TV. So, Mpacho, you know your kakra. Mpacho, udin.
Mpacho, me ankasa the fear ready and I say mankasa me di.
Wow, this out here biana.
Aye. I me brefie na me.
Brefie me. Mpacho udin.
From Augustine nti amawa.
Okay. Mo Augustine, o tina ha na mfin be mfin.
Me ba had 1991.
When they watch ha na 1991 ABC no na eyi no drainage no na oba half beginning na say na na etie
na bridge ni kura mpacho excuse me to say na ensuo kura ne na ha kakra bi na ye say ensuo to a na susu an atwe na Mr. Botwe wote ya ene me bra ane chewa edan de ebubu egu ni dan no ho no wono wa no so ane e pep boys bi na wona ji mu kakra ane suoi ebe fa mu sai yi. Secondly, enso da akire ha efa akire o sa si abrosan bi no agree bi na we ni mu uncompleted na ye esi no eno so da mu na kwam na bates ebe ye si ha no one ewu
MP eno no ye MP a pacho brenu
enti 201 ana obeyi nso eto ha hwe ha dua ya si nyina bubu dua kese na si nyina ehuhu ebe ye ana obeyi so obeyi covet ato up to now baba TV so ba up to now tese nso bubu ye dan nyina ewura edan ni mu ere bu dan ni nyina to egu me so mesra moara ani munyamfo ye pa mo chew maka maba TV so ba aku afiri ye ani shila bates mu nyinara ye twa ye ba da ye otie ye bisam ba once one nye said it enti na mesra no say ye president awaba me de me hu fusa ise beba parliament one man ba bi ada fi se minisika ye medura so manyi 60 years ayin na me ko chiri sika
nti so say omampanyi anya hweonfon a o ba parliament
ba bi da enti ye ba betena ho no ma ba bi anya sa so de no se nsuo ne mefa mu dia onso me pesa se no ti da ni bi mai ne nsuo nkodem ne nsuo o mama
nti ya na nsuo ne yire awura mu dem ho
e se de nsuo ne ma na ayin na bubu no eyiri ya ha se sepo uti ankro be dwane aha mu nyina ye ma enua nyina soro nyina ne da ho ne ehiri beti kr ebom se kr na sase ne bubu ebom se kr na sase ne bubu enti yesere no sa se swampi ne beria ye de be ne suo na ha enti won ma baabi aban pani ma ya sase no ma ya dan bi ne enkodrem na so won be nsuo be fa ye de ye ntimi ne woni ye ntimi ne nsuo ne esi pacho bibiri ye be ne nsuo na nsuo wo ha ye ntwa sase nti Tarazo house anyina ne Tarazo we ne nyina ye Tarazo house wo ha ne ye we de ye biribia hwe de ye ha ye ya twa blocks we babru mpemi sampena wo de kokosho
yenko ifienim nti mo ya here amotua. So essentially what she's also a resident. She's lived here since 1991, but she also tuna be 1991 and she says the drainage was not this vast. It was a relatively narrow waterway, but as time went on due to the flooding and whatnot, it's been washed, and then they now have to deal with the threat it poses to them. So we are going around a house actually. But on Hanamoya here, Motea.
Hana de me bra na yes ano. Watu ha. And what they amami.
Oh, okay.
Me nye baby na and what one ne yere akọ. Enti me ne any talent for be me nsa bi na wo. So na di mhwe wo de hwe dan. Hwe. Se wo. Hwe. Hwe ha nyina hwe. Wo de hwe.
Nsuo ne na aye we nyina wo ho. Pacho, morning no. Ana. Pacho, mami, pacho jinana. Me camera ni ntimi nya eyi. Na cha say,
wo de hwe hwe ha. Nti de nsu abeto no. Aha nyina didi. Wona ma wugina de bra no wona hu. Aha nyina didi ase nyina ye ho e wo ha. Nti de abaye no ebu we nu a ebe yi ifie no aba. Eyi na me koda. Nti mesira na president Mahama se mesira no. Bidi nyame tra no. Mesada mesayam. Me ni ba bi da. Nti se nya sa dia ba betra wo. Bidi mi fu se yi ba betra wo. Minisika. Bidi mi fu se yi ba betra wo. Ti se mi wo 60 years. Ayi na me tika we aduma we. Mi me gwa wie school bi wie ti eje aduma ge. Me ye dey. Ti mesira no. Wo me hwe ma brabo.
This is definitely a passionate appeal by one of the residents. She says she has nowhere to go. This is the only place she can call home. And if the president or government does not intervene as soon as possible, she fears the worst could happen. She's made a passionate again to the president. I mean, earlier I counted just 6 steps away from one of the houses.
So, Fauzo, kindly hold on for us briefly.